a podcast that talks about music, movies, sports, and news. To know the people, promoting and sharing with the world a beautiful story. This is Frail Fragments Monster Closet. Hey, this is the Monster Closet, Friday, January 31st, 2025. Episode number 110. We are here. How's it going, Ace? Yo, I invited you. Did you get my invite to
I didn't get that first one, though.
You didn't get the invite to the podcast?
I got it 4 minutes ago. I can tell you right now. And then
what
just happened, right? I don't know what happened there.
Oh, okay. So you're on like a phone call or something?
Yeah, it's all good, man. I think I didn't get the notification because
everything
I was
okay?
in a phone call. Like it blocked
okay?
the notification.
Is everything okay?
Everything's blessed. Everything good with you?
Everything's good, man. What are you doing this weekend?
No, I'm checking out the Saudi Arabia card. Fucking, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one.
Adesanya's fighting?
Yeah.
Let's pull that up.
Adesanya's fighting Malvav.
Yeah, I've never fucking heard of that guy.
It's bound to be a banger.
And then Magomedov versus Michael Page. That's going to be a really good fight. I want to check that out. And it's free, right? But it's in Saudi Arabia. So it happens at like 8 a.m. Toronto time?
Yeah, 9 a.m. And then main event probably starts at like 2 p.m.
Yeah, Sergey Pavlovich versus Rosenstrike. It's going to be a banger too, man. Those guys are fucking heavyweights. Yeah. It's a good free one. Check it out if you're up in the morning. You could watch it. So you're saying the main card is going to be what time in Toronto?
What time? Probably Eastern time. EST. Main card starts at 12. Be on the lookout. Yeah. So it feels like a pay-per-view, huh?
Yeah. It does. Adesanya, this is his first fight fighting as not defending his championship, or what is it? Like what did I hear today?
Not being a champion, basically.
Yeah, not being a champion. So I mean that's cool. I mean
yeah.
That guy's a really good fighter, man, and so is Michael Venom Page, and that's gonna be a good fight. It's gonna be a good one to watch for free if you're up during the day. What time is the co-main at in Toronto?
Probably I'd say 1:30 to 2. Check it out. Check it out, Pepper.
And tonight you're going out?
Yeah, go check out a little place called Earl's, right? Well, I don't think it's little. I think it came from Vancouver, no? If I'm not mistaken.
Is that Earl's like the Earl's at Yorkdale Mall, Earl's?
Yes. When is this episode coming out?
Oh, you guys, you'll be long gone.
I'm not trying to get got, you know what I mean?
You'll be long
I'm not trying to get got. I'm not trying to get got out here. You fucking set me up now.
Nah, I wouldn't do that, bro.
Okay.
You taking your girl to Earl's tonight? Taking your girl to Earl's, bro?
They deserve it all.
Who?
Huh?
Who deserves it all?
The people that I love.
Are you taking your girlfriend out tonight to Earl's?
No, this boys' night out, man. It's Friday. It's Friday.
Hey.
What are you gonna do? We don't know.
Yeah. Dude, I pull that shit at home. My fucking wife fucking drags her fucking heels in, bro.
Oh my god.
Dude, that's why I don't do it, because I do it like 6 times a year when I throw gigs. Right?
You're saying it's a risk.
I do it 6 times a year when I play shows, right? So it's like I don't want to take advantage of that ever, right? Because 6 times a year you tell your wife to kind of take care of the kids all night long while I fucking have a blast. It's not easy to negotiate, and I'm still working at it, right? Because this year we got 6 shows coming up, so I could imagine what, is your girlfriend the type of girl that, like she's good with that? Like you have your friends, she has her friends and stuff like that? Or...
That's good.
That's good. Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure she'd rather you be at home than you be out with the boys. You know what I mean? But we'll just that could be a conversation for another day. Good luck to you.
That's another day, man.
You know what I mean? Hopefully you can party it up and you're not in the doghouse. And do you have to go back to the place tonight?
There's a doghouse.
Do you have to go back to her place?
Yeah, I got a mission back to the east. Yeah, I mean.
Oh, And you have a curfew or what? What's the curfew before she fucking kicks your
Ain't no
fucking ass?
curfew, but updates is mandatory, obviously, in a relationship. And
the check-in, I like
the
that. I can
check-in is
appreciate that, bro.
If half an hour goes by with no text, oh, buddy, good luck, right?
Oh,
Good
fuck.
fucking luck.
Do you have to take pictures of where you are and shit? And
I take my time. What you mean? Like I gotta hold the fork type shit?
Yeah, every half an hour you gotta take a picture of like you around a bunch of boys and shit having a drink, and then you have your phone stuck on like where she can find your phone and shit at all times.
Find my locate, yeah. That's that find my phone type shit. Yeah. You got all that.
Yeah, don't
with
do
the
that,
fork,
man.
with the peace sign. Give me a fucking.
Don't do that.
What's up?
You know what? If your girl, it's good that you check in. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have the last say on this, okay? You know what I mean? Because it's good to check in. Like if I have a dot, I have a data.
You want to?
I have a data. So when she goes out, I want the fucking check in. You know what I mean? Doesn't have to be every fucking half an hour. That's a little bit, for me, that sounds a little bit like obsessive compulsive or worrisome or whatever. You know what I mean? So there's a lot around that. You don't have to check in every half an hour. You know what I mean? It's not fucking, what is it? A probation officer. You know what I mean? You just have to give her assurance, or give her reassurance that you're okay.
Right.
And everything is okay. Right? But it doesn't need to be every half an hour. Maybe it does right now, but I mean, you got to just make sure that all her parts, like all the parts that are that are worried, are calm. Right? So whatever it takes, bro, but enjoy your night out. Hopefully you don't get home too late so she doesn't fucking drop kick you through your fucking head.
Right as soon as the fucking the keyhole fucking turns, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Lights are out, fucking boom! The fucking hockey stick.
Fucking A.
Fucking poor guy, man.
It's all good.
No, I'm just joking. Poor guy. Not poor guy. You're living it up, bro.
It's all about the real.
I'm just, exactly. It's all about the real. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, man.
And I thought about that today a lot.
For real?
Yeah, I thought about how I have to handle this podcast, and it's about, respecting my personal life, right? But if something's on my mind, I have to, be aware of what I'm saying. I can't really incriminate anybody or throw anybody under the bus. That's not my intention. But this podcast is I'm doing this podcast to help me kind of remedy my emotions. And this week was a crazy week for me.
Yeah.
My guitarist, like, he sent like a picture of himself in the fucking hospital. He had to call 911, I think, yesterday because he couldn't breathe, bro. Like, he was having some fucking pneumonia, bro. And I felt like I had that shit last week. And I'm just kind of like recovering from it, because there was like a time last week I felt like I couldn't breathe at night. But you kind of just keep focused and breathe through it. I made a tea and stuff, and just, me exercising, I feel like helps a lot. My guitarist doesn't really, exercise. It's one of his New Year's resolutions that he has to get to. But I mean, all of that shit adds up and it helps, right? Like, and
partying, smoking, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm wishing Mateus, my guitarist, a speedy fucking recovery. And that's on my mind, right? Getting back to my week, like on Tuesday, I remember, like, I drove after work. I drove to from Dufferin and St. Clair to Kiel and Wilson. I thought it would have been a nice thing to fucking get Portuguese chicken. There's a place, Costa Verde, represent, and like, it was bone dry, but at 5 o'clock hits, bro. No, not the chicken. 5 o'clock hits, the weather went from bone fucking dry to fucking blizzard-like conditions. Just like snowing heavy shit, really heavy snow. And it was like sticking to my windshield wipers. And I was like, okay, I only have to go to Kiel and, or yeah, Keel and Wilson to get to this place. Go there, it's empty because it's bad outside. Grab my chicken, my rice, my potatoes. I know my daughter's gonna be fucking happy to have this shit, you know. Driving home, and it was a hard go to drive from Keel and Wilson to where I live around Dufferin and Lawrence, and it was just like, you know, it was hard. And I was so glad I had underground parking, and I parked underground. I'm like, okay, great, I'm home now. And you just feel like you're so rich, you know, when you're holding Portuguese chicken, you know.
Yeah.
You're walking through that door with your head down and your eyes up, and you just feel like that confidence in you, you know. And you open the door and you're like, yeah, let's enjoy this fucking Portuguese chicken right now. It's fucking bad outside, and we're gonna just kind of cozy out into our house, right? So that was that. And I looked outside, I'm like, yo, it's fucking bad outside, man. It's like really coming down. And then my brother, he texted my wife, because my wife was on her phone. Like I didn't have my phone, and he's like, yeah, call your brother, because he just texted me to call him as soon as you can, right? And usually when I get text messages like that, it's fucking terrible.
That's a big deal.
Yeah. Like that never happens. When it does happen, it's bad, right? So it's like, okay, fuck. And then I go to my phone, and he texted me saying, call me ASAP or whatever. I'm like, okay, fuck. So, you know, you're kind of at the mercy of the situation at that point. It's a fucked up thing where it's very almost like objectively, I'm like out of my body watching this thing happen. Yeah. So I call him, and he's like, hey Len, you know, I just want to let you know mom and dad are in the hospital. They got in a bad car accident. I'm like, oh fuck. Like coming from the cottage. And then like my first instinct was to get like, well, I was scared while he was saying, Len, like mom and dad got in an accident. I'm like, oh fuck, right? And I'm just like, okay, are they alive? Are they okay? And he's like, yeah, they're alive. They're okay.
The questions that need to be asked.
You know, dad is kind of like, he's being taken to be assessed, and you know, mom's okay. They're just like kind of in shock, and they're at the hospital in Newmarket, right? I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, okay. And then it's just like, I'm like, it's gonna be okay, you know, we'll get out there tomorrow. We can't go there today, right? Because it's a fucking blizzard outside. You know, I don't want to kill somebody too on the fucking road. But, I mean, then it became like, why did they fucking go to the cottage? Or why did they have to leave? And that's where I'm not going to get into that part of the story.
Sorry, dude.
But, I mean, yeah, thank you. But, I mean, they create, you know, stress for their lives, right? They create stressful situations for themselves. And it's unfortunate that it comes to a head, right? And so I called my mom, and she answered, and she was just kind of like in a dream, but she was coherent. And she's like, you know, they took your dad. They took your dad. I don't know where he is and stuff like that. He's been gone for hours, you know, but I'm okay. I'm like, is anything broken? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay, good. So that night, like, I was talking to my sister too, and I'm like, you know what? Their cars, like, they don't even know at that point. And up to yesterday, they didn't even know where their car was, right? Or their van. So they're driving like a Honda Odyssey or something, right? So no, the van was taken away, right? But I'm assuming like they got brought to the hospital by an ambulance, right? So, and that's what happened. So around 1:30 in the morning, they were released from the hospital, and they took a cab back to fucking where they live, like to Toronto from Newmarket. And, you know, I went the next day to check on them. Yeah. And my mom fractured her fucking shoulder, and they were more emotionally going through it, right? Like they're like really emotionally fucking raw, and they're in shock, and it's really scary, right? Because, you know, I've almost had the car lose control. No, I have had the car lose control, but God, you know, thank God nothing was there, right? I wasn't on a fucking highway. I mean, they were on like Ravenshoe and fucking DVP. They were almost on got to the DVP.
God was with you.
And my mom lost control of the van, and she was going like 40, and she went into oncoming traffic and got T-boned, and my dad was on the passenger side, and he got the worst of it. My dad was fucking like trapped between the smashed car. All the airbags went off, And my parents aren't in the greatest shape, right? So my dad couldn't breathe. And he couldn't catch his breath. And my mom was in real time thinking that this guy was dying in front of her. And she started fucking crying and saying like, God, please don't take this guy, take him away from me, you know, this shit. And he just couldn't catch his breath. And he just felt like he was trapped. And eventually, like after 5 minutes,
the shock, yeah,
he started breathing, right? He started catching his breath. And then at the 8-minute mark or the 7th minute mark, he started seeing the lights. You know, and at the 8-minute mark, the fireman fucking broke open the door. And then he started breathing. Right then he was breathing fine. He's like, once the fucking cold air came in, I started breathing and it was fine, right?
Thank God.
But I mean, when my dad coughs, he's like, looks like he's gonna die, and he has a cough, like he had a cough before this accident. So it's like and in his mind, he wants to like go back to work like today. Like he feels like he's gonna emotionally die if he has to stay home.
That's a soldier.
And my mom was telling me this crying when I came to my house, like about like her perspective of like, while in this car accident just happening and her losing her husband. And my dad's like, don't say that, don't cry, you know, come on, you gotta be strong. And I'm like, no, my mom's like, Lenny should know this, and I need to talk to somebody. And I'm like, holy shit, exactly. Like, this is the problem with my fucking household. And this is how I am. And I'm not allowed to fucking show emotion. And that's how I've been taught from when I was a fucking baby. And my kids have never seen me cry. Like, it's you know, it's just like, I'm just not emotionally available in that way. And it's really bad. And it stems from my grandparent, it stems from fucking way, because back in the day, like, you weren't allowed to show emotion.
Or else you get fucked up.
Yeah, like, keeps going. You only started being able to show emotion, like, in 1950. You know what I mean? Like, emotion hasn't been shown for a long time, right? So, I mean, this is what I'm coming back to about why I'm doing this podcast. And I'm sharing this story because I have to have utmost respect for the people that I'm talking about, that I care about. But it's something that's on my mind that's bothering me. And I just basically I did my best to convey to them that they're alive, they're okay. Don't dwell on this. You know, read, create a journal. I told my mom, like, start a journal, right? Because you need to express how you feel. You need to show. Write it down. Yeah, write it down for yourself. And then I gave her a bunch of meditation shit that she did today, and she feels good. And then, like, just stretch, go for walks. I mean, you know, read, write, you know, like, do the best you can to get back into yourself. And it's unfortunate that my parents aren't in great shape, and it's going to take they may never get back to the way they were.
Shape, yeah.
But it's like, you have to keep going. And
the world moves on.
And learn from your mistakes. You know, it's not worth it if it's fucking, you know, a blizzard outside. You know, and my dad would say, well, yeah, people get in accidents every day. And I'm like, yeah, but I mean, you're putting a lot of dangerous variables in front of your 3.5-hour drive home, and at night in a storm, and you just should have avoided that, right? So next time, don't do that. I mean, you know, that's kind of how you learn. It's not in, you know, but I mean, they got caught in the storm. That's what I think.
Check the web.
Right?
That's it.
When they left, it wasn't snowing, but when
it was fucking calm.
You know, when they were 2 hours into this trip, it was what I was feeling driving from fucking Costa Verde, fucking Portuguese chicken back to my house, right? Like, it was, but they're driving from fucking like Ravenshoe to fucking back to Toronto, right? It's not pretty.
That's a big drive. Yeah, that's a big one.
Anyway, but they're alive. They're okay.
They're good. Yeah.
I'm gonna go see them this weekend, and we got good connection, man. So I'm happy.
That's love nice. Right there.
And yeah, bro. So keep it real. Yeah. Hopefully, Ace isn't in the doghouse on Monday morning. We're gonna check in with Ace on Monday morning and make sure that he's not in the doghouse. Thank you for Ace for.
Hold on, yeah. R.I.P. to the lives and victims of the flight that went down from the Black Hawk.
What happened?
That's 67 lives, bro. Presumed dead.
Oh, yo, so a Black Hawk went down? A Black Hawk?
They used the Black Hawk helicopter to...
A Black Hawk?
A Black Hawk. There was a hijacking of the Black Hawk.
I bet it was.
That fucking led to 67 deaths.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I'm sorry,
I didn't hear
that's
about that.
kind of
Like, I don't
all
really follow the news. I'm sorry, guys. Like,
dude, this was right. This was a mile away from the White House.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
How did it go down? How did it go down?
Well, dude, reporters asked Trump if this was a reason of diversity hiring.
Yeah.
Trump was like, it might have been. And then he starts blaming Biden, and then he starts blaming Trump.
Okay,
Bro,
well,
they're out of office, brother.
I gotta look into this. I need to
set
a thorough investigation on what the fuck you're talking about, because you're not coherent. You're not making. You don't make sense. What the fuck are you saying? Why did Trump? Why did the Black Hawk go down?
RIP to the line.
How did the fucking How did it crash?
Diversity hiring.
What does that have to do with the plane crashing?
That's what the media is talking about. So I'm just relating the message.
So they don't know. They don't have a black box in the Black Hawk.
They have the Black Hawk in the Black
Hawk.
No, they got the black box. Yes, they retrieved it, but the Black Hawk fucking blew up. It fucking exploded, Len. A fireball.
The Black Hawk exploded
in the fucking atomic river.
There should be a black box somewhere around here.
They retrieved it, I'm talking about. But
okay, and what happened?
To the black what?
To the Black Hawk.
It fucking exploded. I fucking said that. All right.
Well, R.I.P. R.I.P. to the specimens of the Black Hawk. We love you. Peace. This is the Monster Closet
episode.
This is the Monster Closet episode 110. Friday, January 31st, 2025. Thanks for listening, folks. Frail, FRAGMENT'S.com. I did a song yesterday that's a fucking banger. We'll talk about it next week. Can't wait to share the new album with you. I'm very excited. We love you. Peace.
Peace.